Back at Kenan Stadium, we're at halftime. It's 21-9. It's time to go back upstairs to the guys who will call the second half, Steve Martin and Doc Walker. And guys, it's going to be interesting to see if what Tommy Bowden said he wants his team to do can come true, whether they can put that knife in North Carolina or not, or whether the Tar Heels can fight back.
Well, the Clemson Tigers had to fight from behind in this game, Mike. North Carolina looked like they were full of initiative when this thing started as we look at the first-time highlight.
Well, no doubt about it. Their first half, if you look for the past 3 ball games, maybe with the exception of just Maryland, they have been highly competitive and highly skilled. What happens, and again, nothing hit starts off better than that.
Yeah.
You get a safety coming on. Vicious hit, and of course, my guy, Lazard, comes up with a big hit. And this is you, Steve. This is all about you. In your youth, that was you, as Curry shows us there on the score.
Great strike there by Whitehurst. Rambert caps a drive that was started with a bad North Carolina punt. And this one's thrown up the grabs.
Well, this is confidence in the receiver and a quarterback who will trust in this guy. And you get a touchdown that way.
And that's how Clemson moves up here by a count of 21-19 and 21-9. Let's take a look at our all-tell halftime stats. Again, time of possession very deceiving, but the total yardage, good balance by Clemson. They found a ground game in the first half.
And when it really doesn't show, Carolina had a couple of tough punts, and they set Clemson up for a short field, and that is lethal.
And when you take a look at it, and as we look at our Toyota keys to the game, you saw the North Carolina passing yardage down to 57 yards. And North Carolina's got to be able to go to get the big one.
Well, they got to take some chances. They have to take those chances deep. They've got to allow their quarterback to be able to push the ball downfield. They have some speed on the edge. They have to show it. And by contrast, when you look at the Tigers have got to come out and hog that ball. If they just line it up right now and try to beat Carolina between the tackles and wear on their young defensive ends and tackles, they should succeed.
Well, they did succeed in that second quarter. Most of their damage in the second quarter, yardage-wise, was done on the ground. And that's how it stands here at halftime. With our score, North Carolina trailing Clemson here at the half, 21-9, second half action when we return to Kenan Stadium right after this.
ACC football is being brought to you by Geico Direct, the sensible alternative. By Ice House. At Plank Road Brewery, we'll make the Ice House, you make the ads. For details, go to icehouse.com. By your neighborhood Citgo. Proud to support today's athletes. Citgo, we know you. By Advance Auto Parts, where the best part is our people. And by Alltel. Are you connected?
There you see the top of the Dean E. Smith Memorial Center. The Dean Dome, as it's affectionately called, warms to action here in Matt Doherty's third season coming up soon. But right now, the football Tar Heels have their hands full with the Clemson Tigers as we get ready to start the third quarter here at Kenan Stadium. And standing on the sidelines moments ago with North Carolina coach John Bunning is our Mike Hogwood.
All right, John, what'd you tell him in the locker room? I told him we got a whole 30 minutes to play here. Our last home game in front of our fans, seniors' last home game in front of their fans. Our last time together here. I'd like to go out and show our fans we know how to play football.
Specifically, anything you want to do here early in the second half?
Well, I'd like to not give up the big play on defense. All right, done a better job stopping the run today, better than we've done in weeks. But we're giving up a big play here too, and it's killing us. Offensively, we're moving the ball. We just got to make some plays. We've had a couple balls dropped. We got to make those plays, and we got to put it in the end zone.
Good luck second half.
You heard him. He said we got to make some plays. He's talking about that's jargon for we got to get upstairs.
Yeah, we do. You know, they've got to do that. The other thing that he didn't talk about, well, there were some good things that happened. I mean, you know, when you stop Clemson in short yardage, when
Twice.
you convert, you know, on your own, and I'm sure he talked about that at halftime, but he understands. I mean, with Whitehurst at quarterback, what the Tigers have shown you now is that I haven't seen many that are as dangerous as often as they are. Then when they can run it, then it becomes sick how good Clemson can be.
Well, look at the fact that Clemson on its 3 touchdowns took only, technically in time of possession, 3 minutes and 52 seconds to score 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they're like a boxer that clearly has a great right hand, but they can also jab with you. And as they develop that jab and they work the body, then they may not lose again. And I'll tell you that because that defense, you look at Clemson, they can score on teams. If their defense, they can take the ball away. I mean, with the hit machine those guys they have on defense, if their offense develops that with grit where they can run it, then I'd be surprised that, you know, if you see them lose again.
Well, Hill and Rambert have been excellent weapons on the ground this afternoon to do just that. Look at the rushing leaders, passing leaders for North Carolina. Of course, Stevens 7 for 17. He hit 7 of his first 10, and he's missed the last 7 he's thrown. This kick fielded perilously. Now he has to come out. Justin Miller stepped out of there. And Holt will drive him out of bounds along with a host of others at the 15-yard line.
And this is what Coach Bowden scratching his head over when he told our Mike Hogwood, can we stick the knife in? And then you want to stick it in and turn it. Well, now they got to catch the ball. And that's the frustration of trying to bring, you know, as in most of their part, a young club around.
Here's what Clemson did in the first half. 5 downs and a punt. Then they got hit for that safety. Touchdown, touchdown, punt. Gave up on downs on 4th and 1 and couldn't get it, and then scored a late touchdown in the first half. Charlie Whitehurst at the controls. Hand off to Bernard Rambert, and Rambert was slowed down there by Doug Justice and finished off by Kendall High, a true freshman.
Boy, the stability that Rambert gives them, because then they don't have to toss it. They can toss it, but you know, you go high risk. Sometimes, you know, one play you can turn it over.
2nd down and 8. There's a 2-yard gain by Rambert, a senior from Summerville, South Carolina. Shift Rambert over to the strong side of the formation. There's a blitz coming. Clemson picks it up, and the pass to Youngblood, defense there by Johnson. Derek Johnson, playing in place of the injured Mike Waddell, comes up with a stop.
Playing well. And again, that's the 3rd time in this ball game we've seen a Tiger with a ball that it looks like it should be caught, and then play not come through.
Whitehurst looking at 3rd and 8. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the wide side of the field. With time, throws complete to Youngblood, and he will get the first down at the 33-yard line.
That time I think Derek Johnson may have slipped a bit, but Youngblood made up his mind to win on the route. Okay, first of all, pass protection there. Ball on the money, secure the catch, turn, and you run. That's good opportunity. I was watching one-on-one. Little push at the end, stop, work your way back to the football, catch and turn. Good job.
You were right. Johnson slipped, but you can't afford to slip against a 6'5 receiver.
Well, you can't ever slip on 3rd down. I mean, that's just a rule. Can't slip on 3rd down.
1st and 10. Hand off Rambert. Rambert pushing his blockers along, and he'll get out to about the 40 or 38-yard line. That's a gain of about 6 on the play. Bernard Rambert, and this is what you were talking about at halftime, Doc. You know, you've got control the clock, hog the ball, and that's what they're doing.
You know, they'll set up the big one. In the back of your mind, Dave Huxtable, the defensive coordinator for the Tar Heels, you know they're capable of going over the top in one play. Now they tease you know, by just taking what you give them.
End around. Here's Hamilton. No, it's going to. I bought the fake. It's going to be Whitehurst. And he does not get the first down. The North Carolina Tar Heels didn't buy the fake. Mooring is there with Justice and Kendall High.
You know, Kendall High, freshman guy who I'm sure they would have enjoyed redshirting, but couldn't afford to for Carolina, so he's playing early.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 1.
Playing better and better each week.
Robinson in the slot, but we look for play action. Blitz is on, getting rid of it. Whitehurst throws complete to Jasmine. The fullback trots down into Carolina territory, and he's dragged down at the 29-yard line. Looks like Dexter Reed. We have a flag down, however, in the Clemson backfield.
That might have been a rude meeting on the quarterback. Boy, Carolina was so close.
It's a 31-yard gain.
Malcolm Stewart just didn't have another gear. He needed that burst to be able to make up ground, and he couldn't.
This could be against North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
It's a roughing
I think they were a bit rude, Mr. Whitehurst.
Personal foul, roughing the passer against the defense. Be half the distance to go from the end of the run. First down.
Oh, that hurts. The end of the run got him to the 30. This will take him down to the 15.
Every defensive lineman or linebacker dreams of trying to catch a quarterback open.
Yeah.
Well, a little headbutt. I think what happened was the helmet-to-helmet contact.
Yep.
But in the replay, now I can't say that wasn't malicious or not, but it's head-to-head. So you call it for what it is.
15 extra yards. Whitehurst to throw for the corner. Jasmine, he's got it. Good catch. The fullback makes the catch. A 14-yard reception. The third touchdown pass of the day for Charlie Whitehurst.
Another floater that I like to call a jump ball. Who wants it? And in both cases, Tigers have ended up with the football.
Charlie Whitehurst has just the right touch. This time the fullback hauls it in. Jasmine's catch at the 12-24 mark puts Clemson up 27-9.
That was his drive.
Yep. Hunt with the kick. Perfect through the uprights. And again, it doesn't take Clemson long to move the ball downfield. Aided by a penalty and a 31-yard gain. Whitehurst with the play action goes upstairs. Jasmine, the fullback, the receptor. And it's a touchdown.
ACC football is brought to you in part by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
28-9, Clemson on top here in the third. And of course, here's how they did it. Charlie Whitehurst with the touch.
Yeah, good word for it, too. Touch and confidence.
Oh, and a nice
hand.
catch.
Boy, Jasmine. How about a series that young man had at fullback?
He had a good blocking series. He had a couple of plays there in that series to help push it down the field. And, of course, the touchdown to cap. Kick fielded by Wright at the 2-yard line. Wright, hit hard. Hill was the first guy to hit him. 25-yard return, and the Tar Heels have the ball. Nigel Vaughn finishes him off. Leroy Hill the first to hit. So North Carolina now sitting at their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10.
Mike Hogwood mentioned the kind of leadership that C.J. Stevens displayed early in the ball game. He's going to need that leadership now because they have got to try to muster up a drive.
Borders, Pollock, the tight end Hilton to the top side, Sam Aiken to the bottom side. The handoff goes to Jacques Lewis, and a nice run into the hands of John Leak. Leak after a 3-yard gain. Let's see what the Tar Heels have done. First, they started off with a punt, then the interception, but then moved into position with the touchdown after the safety. And after that, it's 3 punts, give up on downs and time.
What's not, we can't show is that fake punt that they ended up with no points on.
Right.
When you get an emotional burst of that nature, you got to put some points on the board.
They went at it 4th and 1 3 times during that drive and made it twice. Pass to Aiken is complete, and it's close to the first down. Right at the 39-yard line, and if they give him the spot there, that's his 5th catch. He has tied Nay Brown for the single season mark of 55 receptions in a season. The next one will take him over. It's his first completion since the first quarter for C.J. Stevens.
He's limping a bit. Maybe may have aggravated leg injury.
8-yard gain. First and 10 at the 38. C.J. Stevens with some time. Pass is complete to Akins, who is now the new record holder at North Carolina. Ball popped loose, but it's going to be blown dead at the 48-yard line. It will be a gain of about 8 yards on the play, but now Sam Aiken stands alone in the North Carolina record book after the 8-yard gain, and he has 56 passes in a season, and that sets a new single season mark, breaking the mark set twice by Nay Brown of 55. 2nd down and 2. Stevens to his tight end Zach Hilton. And Hilton carries the ball into Clemson territory at the 37.
Well, they'll take bigger chunks of yardage. I'm sure sooner or later they'll take the shot at trying to get it all back in one play. Good pass pro, nice sight line. Ball right on the money, good hands, good turn, good run.
Feaster, the linebacker, fell off Zach Hilton. And that allowed C.J. Stevens to complete the pass. 4 wide outs. Open backfield for C.J. Stevens. Pollock in motion. He gets the end around handoff. Cuts up inside. Not much yardage there. Coleman there making the stop. That's Eric Coleman. And Altroy Baudrick.
Nice little play at the beginning. Jeff Terry gets the kick out, but it just shows you Clemson's team speed. You know, when the play there, it doesn't go north-south, I question if it can be really successful against this club.
Borders and Aiken split to the right side, left side rather. To the right is Darrell Mitchell. On 2nd down and 7. Pass incomplete. Almost nicked there by John Lee.
Well, you had 2 receivers in the same vicinity, right in between the hash marks. So I don't know where Mitchell, who's at fault in that case, but I know it's trouble.
Key 3rd down coming up here for Carolina now as they try to get themselves back in this game. They were up 9-0, and they've allowed Clemson to score 28 unanswered points.
I think they're in 2 4-down territory.
Yeah, they're 2 for 8 for 3rd down. 4 wide outs. Tight end Blizzard moves in, and they got a formation problem. C.J. Stevens has to call timeout. And boy, is Carolina staff mad. They were in the wrong formation, and C.J. Stevens is going to get an earful as he comes to the sideline to run the ball. Clemson 28-9. We'll be back right after this. Back at Kenan Stadium, Citgo presents ACC football. Clemson 28, North Carolina 9. Tar Heels now faced with 3rd and 7 at the Clemson 33. 2 for 8 on 3rd down. They just had to burn a timeout because of a formation problem. Back to throw with a brush on. McNeil hits Stevens as he throws. Pass intended for Pollock. Meekins and Miller both had shots at possibly picking that off. And again, C.J. Stevens pays a price for hanging in the pocket.
Yeah, that right arm doesn't seem to be working well for him. He may have bruised it up. Big hit by Brian McNeil. And it's amazing. Twice on the critical 3rd down, there's been a breakdown in pass pro. I mean, that ball probably should have been picked off.
Several touches to it. So coming on 4th down and 7. The 49-yard field goal is good. Dan Orner.
What a hold. Great
out of the hold of John Lafferty.
Yeah, Lafferty saved that one.
Orner who hit 3 50-yarders against Syracuse. Dan Orner knocks the 49-yarder, and then maybe that knocks a little enthusiasm back into the Jets of North Carolina.
Well, it cranked the band back up.
There's David Whitehurst. He was a flash at Furman, the Furman Firecracker under Dick Sheridan, and his son playing here today. 54 games, Green Bay Packers.
Good one.
And standing by with him.
Played against him.
Yep. And standing by with David Whitehurst is our Mike Hogwood.
Thanks a lot, Steve, and you've got to be proud over the last 2 weeks what your son has done.
Well, he was able to step in and do a good job. He had the 4 touchdowns last week and a come from behind win, and yeah, we're really proud. I guess I'm as much amazed as anything.
They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. How early was it before you had that football in his hands, teaching him how to throw a spiral?
Well, I never could throw a spiral, so it took me. I couldn't teach that part.
That's not what Doc Walker said.
Well, you know, he had been around football all his life, and you know, he showed us signs early on that he was going to be an outstanding athlete, and so far he has delivered.
How valuable is it that he's getting to play here as a redshirt freshman with his whole career ahead of him at Clemson?
Well, I think that, you know, you can only learn so much from watching film and being in practice, and you have to have some game experience, and I think it's very valuable for anyone at any position.
Well, as we get ready to watch this kickoff to the Clemson Tigers, What's it like as a dad sitting in the stands watching your son play quarterback in a major college football team?
Well, it's exciting. I know at 12 o'clock I'm looking at my watch and saying I wish it was 4:30 and it was all over and done with. But I'm proud of him.
I know you got to get chills on moments like this where you see him lining up with Rick Stockstill, getting the play, getting ready to come out and lead the Tigers on another drive.
Well, we just hope that he can continue to execute, and that's one thing we've talked about, taking one play at a time and try to focus. You know, these TV games are 4 hours long, it seems like, and it's hard to concentrate and focus for 4 hours, and that's his job.
All right, David Whitehurst, thanks for visiting. We'll let you go back and sit up in the stands, and David Whitehurst down from Atlanta to watch Charlie play, and he's in at quarterback.
Thank you very much, Mike. And Justin Miller downs the kickoff in the end zone, and so Charlie's back at work at his own 20-yard line. Here comes the pitch, goes to Ty Hill. Hill turns the corner, and Kevin Knight has been in on several important plays this afternoon for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Drives him out of bounds after a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that was a good job by the Heels. Yeah, and that's what you want. String him out. Don't let him square up and take it north-south.
Hey fans, the Holiday Inn Center City is your place to stay when visiting Charlotte. Conveniently located in the heart of Uptown, it offers shuttle service to Erickson Stadium for all Panthers games and the city's inaugural College Bowl game in December. That's the Holiday Inn Center City in Charlotte, North Carolina. Rambert with a handoff, and he is close to a first down. Matter of fact, he's got it.
That's going to be a heck of a bowl game. And people who go down and to Charlotte are going to be pleasantly surprised.
We got a nice
what
stadium.
Kind of time you can have. Yeah, great park,
a lot of places.
Great downtown.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
It'll be a big time. ACC Big East going to be involved in that. First and 10, Clemson working from their own 33-yard line. Handoff Rambert. And the holes are starting to widen in that North Carolina defense. Rambert pushes it up over the 40 to the 41. Jeff Longhaney and Defani Coleman in on the tackle.
Well, you know, Tommy Sharp, this young man, got the start today at center. You watch him there right in the middle of your screen. Hooks up with Doug Justice, does a good job. Here he is still driving past the play.
Gain of 8 on the play brings up second down and 2.
That's the kind of effort you look for. 6 feet, 253 reminds me of another Clemson great at center, Jeff Bostic.
Here's Rambert, first down. And Rambert pushing people ahead. Pushed Dexter Reed ahead into North Carolina territory to the 47-yard line. 11 more yards on the ground.
That's strong, Steve. I mean, that there, you can just, it's hard to teach it. I mean, I think you just have this, or you just don't quit, you want more, and he has definitely paid a price in training that will enable him to do it.
Ooh, NC State.
Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tacked another one on. Purdue fighting Ohio State for all it's worth. And Texas leading Baylor.
Oh, boy. Irish and Navy, man, that's tight.
LSU leading Kentucky. And to respond to their licking at the hands of Auburn last week. Justice in on the tackle this time as Rambert continues to pick up wholesale yards.
In order to be a highly effective offense, when you have to have a go-to guy that can run the ball, that can choke the clock down, that just gives you confidence and keeps another offense, opposing offense on the sidelines. And Rambert seems to have all of those ingredients for the Tigers.
87 yards so far in the afternoon. Second down and 1. And Rambert has more as he gets deeper still in the North Carolina territory, and the Tigers just roll on the clock down to the 33. Rambert had some good high school coaching. John McKissick at Somerville High School, the winningest high school football coach in the country. Somerville, an excellent program, obviously. 6.6 average on the day.
And you can tell by his fundamentals, you know, how the guy runs, how he reads blocks, how he, you know, explodes upon contact. He's sound. Pass protection.
Tar Heels with blitz. Whitehurst with a touch, looking for McKelvey. And he was defended pretty heavily.
He was abused at the end.
That was Defani. Was it Defani Coleman? Or was it Michael Gilmore? No, Defani Coleman there. Oh, there. The Rams Graham almost got involved in that play. Everybody, even the mascot. Total participation here in North Carolina.
I don't think that our sideline shooter, Lance Stewart, would allow anything to happen to the Tar Heel mascot.
Look at that.
He's grown. He's grown fond.
Woke him up. Second down and 10. Lambert. And he's
now watching them. See the leg drive?
Yep. It took about 5 or 6 blue shirts to get him, but finally Dexter Reed and company do just that. And they stop him for very little gain.
I mean, I know you were a big stadium stare guy. You know, in college you go out.
Oh, yeah.
But look what Rambert has to do. He's at Death Valley. Now, if he ever gets down at the bottom of there and hits those steps at Death Valley, now you see where that guy gets that leg drop.
You want to be good at stadium steps, pick a Division III school.
There you go. Right. High school.
Stay away from those 80,000.
No, don't go to Death Valley.
No. Third down and 8. Big third down here for Charlie Whitehurst. 4 wide receivers out, ball over the middle, and it is complete to Youngblood, and he had Hawkins all over his back. Good for the first down down at the 18.
That's strong. Again, you mentioned earlier about the size, 6'5", 220. Here comes the blitz. Talk about blocking. Rambert comes in and shows you how sound he is fundamentally. Ball on the money. Good receiver. Controls that catch. And then a little attitude. A little shake.
Clemson revisits the red zone of North Carolina. You know, they haven't been down here much. They've been striking from long distance.
Yeah, no, they hit you.
Rambert.
Artillery, they got those big guns.
Hawkins stood him up at the line of scrimmage, and then several others come in to help out. Doug Justice has been everywhere today for North Carolina. Malcolm Stewart in there on the play, the senior from Goldsboro, making his last appearance.
And they talk about Kevin Youngblood. A little move he made at the end here. You see the leg drive and the determination of Rambert, but that's something that Clemson needs to get. A little bit of that athletic arrogance.
Now, this is what I'm talking about.
Cockiness, and maybe they lost a little bit of that. And when you're on, you know, this is a fun game. You work all week to play one game a week. You're supposed to have fun with this game.
See how Red Roof in red zone proficiency today. Clemson trying to make a play of it, and an interference call.
Just a great idea by Charlie Whitehurst, because he knew at that point, he saw them engaged. So he tosses it up. He bought that penalty.
And John Bunning is saying that was uncatchable.
Right. And he's supposed to do that. He's smart. Put it on the stripers. Make them make a decision.
They're talking it over.
But Bob, he's going to. I love this. This is part of the game I really like. Both guys selling.
Pass intended for Bernard Rambert.
See where's the case.
Defense against an eligible receiver. The pass went beyond the line. Automatic first down. Half the distance to the goal.
So mark it half the distance from the 14 down to the 7. Makes it a first down. Let's see it again.
Right on that release. See, he saw it.
Yeah.
He saw that his guy may have been covered. Coleman there close by. We watched. He's looking at it. There you go.
Yeah, we got it. Perfect, he said.
Now he wants to stick that knife in and turn it.
First and goal from the 7. The pitch to Hill. He's headed for the corner. Reed won't let him go, though, and drags him out at the 3. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that might be excessive. That's a nice bit of pass, of run blocking on that stretch play.
Yep. Face mask play coming up on Dexter Reed, and that'll mark off a couple of more yards.
Boy, they just.
Against the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
Somewhat inadvertent, but you're down in an area where
somebody ended up right in the hedges.
Yep, a photographer. Second down and goal from the 2.
Is that Lance Stewart?
No, it's a still photographer.
Oh, okay, not our guy. Okay.
Some people say Lance doesn't stay still, but here's the pitch. Rambert to the corner. Good ball by the fullback. Fumbled the football. Fumbled the football before going in. It's recovered by Clemson at the 11-yard line. Walker comes up with it. Oh, that couldn't have been closer.
Jasmine, what a collision. The fullback did his job.
Yeah.
to Carolina at this point, they needed a hero. Somebody step up and make a play. We've been bragging on this young man all day. I mean, it looks like it's Doug Justice at the bottom. And this is the point where, you know, Defani's got to just lay on the ball. Son, when you're trailing like this, 28-12, you need to secure possession.
Instead, it comes up third down. It's a loss of 9. They're back at the 11. They're third and goal from the 11-yard line.
If you're not certain that you can control that football, just get it back for your team, for your offense.
Well, he was looking to make the biggest play of all, which would have been a 99-yard
Yeah, it was
run.
senior day. I mean,
Sure.
I'm not hating.
Nope.
But now if Clemson puts this in the end zone,
Yeah.
see, now how do you deal with it? You don't.
Tommy Bowden. Well, let's see what the call is going to be here. Tom Zamorski has stopped. I didn't see a flag on the play.
We have a correction on the inadvertent face mask foul. It was a 5-yard penalty, and we would be repeating first down. So now it is second down.
Oh, they changed the downs here. Well, my goodness. John Bunting is beside himself. All right, Mike Hogwood can sort this all out.
You can give the credit on that to Tommy Bowden. He's been running up and down the sideline yelling to any official that were listening, you got the down wrong, you got the down wrong, the face mask penalty. It was still first down, and the official did listen and made the correction.
Correctable error brings up second down. That changes the situation. Blitz is on. Whitehurst to throw to the open area.
Oh, that's a flag. That's got to be a flag.
Yeah, there's a flag.
Yeah, and you know, Malcolm Stewart, you know, did what you want him to do. He was beaten on this play, felt like it would have been a score, and I think he just put those paws out and pulled it back down.
This could be an automatic first down.
Man, what happened to the pace of this game? Feel like they just poured molasses all over the field.
Holding against the defense. It was against an eligible receiver. The ball was beyond the line. Automatic first down, half the distance.
See, I see this right here at the bottom. I see it looks like a strangling going on there and a holding. And, you know, you can't. And that's what happened. Receiver's down.
Yeah.
Grabbed him. See?
Yep.
Grabbed him out at the end. Sorry about that, Mal.
That gives Clemson, even though they got down to the 3, they're inching back toward there. They are at the 5 now after this penalty. First and goal from the 5. Here is Jasmine, and Jasmine is hammered as he got to the 3. Dexter Reed is there, along with Chase Page.
Page is there. See, for Clemson, I mean, they're working on Big Ben now. It's fine by them. Time ticks away. They keep your offense on the sidelines, and they're in complete control.
Keep your defense on the field, make them tired. Second down and goal from the 3. Rambert the setback. Play action. Whitehurst throwing. Jasmine again, his second touchdown reception of the day. Chad Jasmine. I wonder when he woke up this morning, he felt he was going to be this successful.
Well, he's earned it.
Yep.
He's had some nice blocks. He's one of those unsung heroes that all good teams have a guy like that. And we watched again, credit to Fake and their ability to run it. I mean, they get Clay Robinson, he didn't know what was going on. Robinson, he's looking around, and that's what happens when you can run the football well.
Aaron Hunt lines up with 3:02 left to go in this third quarter. And the kick is up, and it is good. A penalty-plagued drive and aided to a degree. And nearly fisticuffs breaking out after. This is the second touchdown pass to Chad Jasmine of the day for 2 yards. Clemson up 35-12. We'll return after these messages from your local ACC station. 3:02 left to go in the third. Clemson pushes their lead now 35-12. Charlie Whitehurst ties the record that he had tied last week, set by his predecessor, Willie Simmons, at that position of 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Chad Jasmine, that one of 2 yards. Michael Gilmore, true freshman, picks up this punt or kickoff return. He's out to the 25-yard line. Caught it at the mouth of the end zone. In for the tackle. Kelvin Morris. It's a 26-yard return, and North Carolina now trying to dig itself out of a big hole here. At the 25-yard line. Last drive they had some success, but they still haven't done, and now the call for urgency as you look at the scoring drive. Call for urgency goes out even more that C.J. Stevens.
No question. I mean, it's
Stevens. Pass complete to Aiken.
great defense.
It's Kelvin Morris who brought it down. TheACC.com, your first stop for ACC info, including live stat updates from all conference games, football press conference audio, and links to all 9 schools. TheACC.com, your front row seat for ACC sports on the web.
Carolina had success running that play, little full screen, and Kelvin Morris put a stop to it.
Still got 6 to Aiken, who sets a record with every reception now. Pass is complete, and this is Chesley Borders, and he pulls it down for a first down at the 38-yard line. Jamal Fudge on the tackle.
Well, Stevens is, again, what they need now is to be able to sustain a drive, and clearly now field goals are not an ally. They got to get 7, and they need possession, and they need to hurry up what they're doing.
You saw what Borders has done. Inside 2 minutes left in this third. Back to throw. Stevens complete. Pollock in traffic. He caught that among 3 white jerseys. And he picks up about 6 on the play. Brandon Jamison in on the stop. 7-yard gain. So Stevens complete on 3 straight attempts.
Yeah, and maybe you get to it, you know, where you speed this up and hurry up offense. 2 plays in the huddle. I mean, you're playing against the clock as well as the opponent.
Yep.
They're walking around, man, like this is, you know, a scrimmage.
23 points down. 3 wide receivers, wide side of the field. Looking that way is C.J. Stevens on a 3-man rush. Pass is complete to the tight end, but he dropped it. Did he have it enough time? No, it's incomplete. No. Fudge made a huge hit on Zach Hilton.
Boy, Fudge dropped the hammer on that. Big Zach, tough guy, 6'7", about 280. Wasn't a lot of room for C.J. Stevens to put this ball.
Well, not only look, but listen to this.
This is a downside to being a receiver. Oh, goodness. My goodness, my goodness.
It's helmet to bone.
Yeah, it is. That's rather ugly. Ooh, I like it too. He stayed up high. You know, he didn't leave his feet. Dropped the hammer.
3rd down. Stevens now to rush, and second effort at the end might have gotten it at the midfield mark. John Leak on the tackle now for Clemson.
I still think that C.J. Stevens is having a problem. Somewhere that it's like I said, right arm is just hanging down.
Yep.
That's when it's in pain. Something you may have nerve or something, stinger.
Well, he took a shot there in the last the 2 series before. 1st and 10. Just a half yard into Clemson territory at the 49. Clemson, 4-man rush. Pass complete.
Nice.
That's Brandon Russell getting the reception and a first down to the 34-yard line. It's a 15-yard pickup.
An arm may look like, a shoulder may look like he's in pain, but he doesn't act like it based on that laser shot. Ball right on the mark.
Give him a 16-yard gain for that one at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Brandon Russell with his first catch of the afternoon.
Carolina's not looking for moral victories. They're looking for a win on the scoreboard, but you have to admire the courage, man. They continue to fight.
Stevens. Had a man open, and he'll go down. That's Nick Eason.
Yeah, stud.
Nick Eason with the sack. That's the 2nd sack of the day. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 35-12. Clemson in the lead. Back after this message from Advance Auto Parts.
ACC football is brought to you in part by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Here's our scores by quarter, 35-12. Clemson in the lead. 28-3. They've outscored the Tar Heels since spotting them 9. Football fans registered to win $1 million in the Bell South $1 Million Kick Contest. Visit jpsports.com to register and check out the schedule for the Bell South E-Zone rolling into college campuses around the South. Sign up, then start practicing your field goals. Grand prize winner gets a chance to kick for $1 million at the 2002 Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl game in Atlanta on New Year's Eve.
I'd like to see Mike Hogwood with one kick for $1 million.
Well, you know he's a money player.
Yeah, I know. I think he'd make it.
Second down, 18. Tar Heels backed up to the Clemson 41. Stevens is assassinated by that is Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Rodney Thomas. Oh, my.
The hit machine there was a Gatling gun.
Boy, the fact that he got up from that one. Holy. He's checking the zip code he's in right now. What a hit by Thomas.
Yeah, that reminds me of Simmons in that uniform for the Tigers. I mean, that's as good as it gets. All you need is a fumble, or the fumble as a result of this. Again, he's the last guy you want open. He beats a good football player there, Jeff Terry.
Back-to-back sacks.
That's brutal.
Now it's 3rd and 28. Losses of 18 in the last 2 plays for the Tar Heels. And we've got a procedure penalty that'll back them up even deeper.
Before the snap, delay the game against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
And Steve, I'll tell you this, that C.J. Stevens is one tough hombre.
You got to.
He just took a wallop.
Oh. It hurt to see that. Here are the stats. And Clemson continues to pile up a great day. 180 yards on the ground. That's enabled them to get 253 in the air. That shows you how misleading time of possession is, right, Doc?
Yeah, that's, you know, you want it, but you don't want it. You want points.
Yeah. Points rather than minutes. Stevens in trouble again. Now scrambles out. Throws complete. This is Jacques Lewis. Lewis trying to make something out of this play.
That's a big play by Stevens.
And that's down to the 32-yard line. It's not going to be good for the first down. Eric Meekins on the stop. 24-yard gain on the play, but they were 3rd and 33.
Might have been Big Nick Eason. They run a little game. Little tackle in stunt, and Nick tried to decapitate him and missed the hit, and then the hit machine with a rare miss on a tackle. Finally, Thomas, yeah.
They got to go for it here. As you said, field goals don't make it. 4th down and 8. Stevens to throw, needs 8 yards, and will be tackled and sacked at the 40-yard line. The 4th sack of the day, the 3rd in this drive.
Another big play by Brian McNeil. So we're looking at seniors. You know, let's not forget seniors here. Thomas, McNeil, they're seniors. And these guys wanted to prove a point now.
13:05 left in this 4th quarter. Clemson's defense holds and then some with 3 sacks and by aid of a penalty as well. Fans, jpsports.com has the coverage you want. No one knows the ACC like JP Sports. We bring the information to you online. Tune in each week for previews of upcoming games, broadcast information, and many other exciting features. First play from scrimmage for the Tigers after taking over on down from their 40-yard line is a running play to Ty Hill. Gain of about 3 on the play brings up 2nd down and 7.
If you're the University of Maryland and South Carolina, Gamecock, you're scouting the Tigers now, you can throw out some things earlier this year. You better pay attention to what's going on.
Exactly. Charlie Whitehurst has changed the equation somewhat.
No question.
And Clemson has shown an ability to run the football.
Remember, too, yeah, that's the thing, too. As much as we talk about his passing, Whitehurst and his passing, I think the 2 backs in this Hill we just have seen, of course, Kelly we haven't seen.
But Rambert we have.
But Rambert we have. And then Jasmine.
Well, he's the new pass catching.
Yeah. So they're expanding the personality of their offense.
Going to bring the chain gang in after this one because it's going to be close to a first down.
You know, Brad Scott, their coordinator now, he just gets more and more options each week to develop. You'll see some wrinkles come up the next couple of weeks you haven't seen all year, and that's why I like the Tigers.
Let's see what the call is, if it's a first down or not. Nope, didn't get it. Inches short. Let's go to Mike Hogwood.
One of the interesting things to see today has been watching Willie Simmons on the sideline for Clemson. You know, he's going to not like not being the starter anymore, but he has been so encouraging all day to Charlie Whitehurst. Every time he's come off, the first guy he's gone to has been Simmons, and the two have sat down and talked about the series, the plays that worked, the plays that didn't. It's been really neat to see these two teammates really be teammates despite the disappointment that Willie Simmons must feel in not playing.
Well, Willie Simmons is kind of used to it because he thought his time was coming. If you look at his career, bad timing, really, because Woodrow Dantzler.
Houdini, the guy was backing Houdini up.
Whitehurst gets the first down, and now here's Charlie Whitehurst coming in. Some guys get there at the right times.
But he had the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't take anything away from him. You know, the turnovers cost Willie. But Willie played. Willie's made some great plays for the university, and you know what? He's one play away from being back in control. So
all right.
It's his obligation as scholarship athlete to keep a good attitude.
Well, here's Bernard Rambert and Seagraves, or Seawright rather. Jonas Seawright from Orangeburg, South Carolina, comes down and makes the tackle. You know, when Whitehurst opened this game 1 for 4 and they were down 9-0, that could have been a Willie Simmons moment.
No question.
But Tommy Bowden stuck with Whitehurst, and it paid off big time.
But I think too often we devalue the scholarship. That's his job.
That's right.
He'd be encouraging for his team. He's not doing them any favor by having a good attitude. That's his job.
Second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Handoff. Jasmine this time out of the tailback spot. They had Cliff Harrell lined up as fullback. Well, they're unleashing a new weapon here. Chad Jasmine.
Brad Scott is just like Tonka toys now, man. He can move some parts around, interchangeable. Think he's not excited?
The Transformer.
You better believe it. Right, Transformer.
Jasmine from Louisiana.
That is any coordinator's dream, is to have interchangeable parts that with talent, you know, that can execute plays.
Interchangeable parts and favorable down and distance.
No question. And an offensive line, Coach West, you know, he's still smiling from a week ago.
Play action, Charlie Whitehurst. Big block by Rambert. Pass is complete. McKelvey wrap him up.
He tried to get away again.
Yeah. Well, Derek Johnson, but here's the battle. Derek Johnson's 5'9", and McKelvey is 6'4".
220. Yeah.
And look all of it.
Just premium athletes on the edge for the Clemson Tigers. I mean, they keep everybody in. I mean, look at the space there, you know? It's wide open space, good throwing lane once again. And what I like about McKelvey, he's constantly trying to take it the distance. He doesn't settle for possession receptions. This guy wants house calls.
Make the band play. Jeff Scott, offensive coordinator's son, is in at the slot, but this is Rambert this time. And he dropped the football.
Oh, that's Carolina's ball.
North Carolina gets a big break at the 10 to stop the drive. Dexter Reed jolted it loose.
Gary Bird had a great block for the Clemson Tigers, all in vain. And that just mars, up to this point, a near-perfect performance by Bernard Rambert. Then we watch him again. See, he's tucking it. He's got the tuck. There's a violent collision, and the crowd kind of strips it away. And this time, Carolina's able to secure the football by the way of Derek Johnson.
And they'll have
vicious hit.
Johnson gets it, but Reed, whoa. And a new quarterback out there. Matt Baker is going out. And Baker, a redshirt freshman from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Got a little action in last week against Maryland, 4 out of 12 and 54 yards.
I wonder, is that arm related or just to take C.J. Stevens out and avoid further abuse at this point, because he was abused that last series.
Yeah. Malon Curry Runs it up to the 12, a gain of about a yard. Yeah, you're right. That last series didn't end too well with 3 sacks in 4 plays, intermingled with a 24-yard desperation pass to a relief valve. Might get a chance to see Matt Baker's passing skills. That early snap to him kind of surprised him. Pass was deflected, but it is going to be caught. And that is Sam Aiken. And mark his forward progress out to the 16-yard line. And that's his 8th reception of the day, and it is a gain of about 4. J.J. Howard on the stop.
Sam says, I can catch them from anybody. Just throw them.
Well, that play had disaster written on it because the ball was snapped a half a count ahead of what Baker wanted, and then he had the ball tipped.
That's not good.
No. Shows you about the concentration effort of Sam Aiken. 35-12, Clemson in the lead. North Carolina with 3rd down and 5. Baker out of the gun. He's in pursuit and bringing him down. J.J. Howard, the 5th Clemson sack of the afternoon.
Well, they've unleashed the dogs. I mean, they're bringing it, and that's what you do when you're up. You got to score. Scoreboard favors you. And some of this is just great individual pass rushing. And as we watch him come off the edge, going against a pretty good player in Willie McNeil, and Willie gives him a little push and shove, but either your quarterback's got to step up in the pocket or you got to create more space on the part of Willie McNeil.
John Lafferty's back to punt on 4th and 16. And he gets it away, almost blocked. Hamilton. Hamilton picks up steam. Lafferty, the punter, can't get him. Did he step out of bounds? Yes. He stepped out of bounds.
He's just too good for his own being. You know that? This guy is the truth.
Derek Hamilton, a 40-yard punt. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. It's a 25-yard return by one of the game breakers of the ACC, the all-purpose king this year, Derek Hamilton. We'll be right back.
ACC football is brought to you in part by GMC. From professional grade people come professional grade trucks.
For the first time in Clemson history, there are 2 players on the squad have returned to kickoff for a touchdown. Last year, Derek Hamilton tied a school record when he went 100 yards on a kickoff return against Maryland as a redshirt freshman. And in the Tigers' last game against NC State, true freshman Justin Miller returned to kickoff 80 yards for a touchdown. And Derek Hamilton just returned a punt some 25 yards down to the North Carolina 20-yard line. Willie Simmons in at quarterback, and his handoff is to Cliff Harrell, and that's his first carry of the year. And Harrell chugs down to inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line, and picks up another Clemson first down.
If there's anybody better than Derek Hamilton, I want to see him in person.
It's Willie Simmons. Simmons, of course, the senior from Quincy, Florida, is ahead of schedule academically as well. 58% completion rate. One of his best days. This is his season number, but one of his best days came in this stadium. And we've got a whistle and all kinds of things happen there.
Willie's had some phenomenal games. I mean, the kid is a heck of a quarterback.
Against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So you got to get, you're in a situation, you're in the 4th quarter, you've got a 23-point lead, you've got field position, and you got to keep people in there. Oh, look at this at College Park. On our scoreboard, Maryland has come back to tie North Carolina State. Ohio State getting a handful with Purdue. Texas having their way with Baylor. And so is Iowa with Northwestern. And look at this. Upset in the making. Navy 23-15 over Notre Dame. 23-16. Pittsburgh.
Look at that. Pittsburgh 22-29. Temple has been good or better the past couple of weeks.
Here's Harrell. Look at the size of this cat. Carries him inside the 10. Harrell.
That's old school fullback there.
He's from Tallahassee, Florida. 6'1", 260. Redshirt freshman.
They're just loading up.
Second down and goal at the 7-yard line. Play clock winding down here on Clemson. Handoff goes to Harrell. Oh, hit twice, hit 3 times. Driven back for a loss on the play. North Carolina says enough of that. Chase Page, Madison Hedgecock, Dexter Reed.
Yeah, good to see Hedgecock in there again. A guy who started fullback a couple of weeks ago, went over. Chase Page, talked about Chase, sophomore, high freshman. You know, still playing hard. You have to be oblivious to the scoreboard when you're building, you know, with young people.
3rd down and goal from the 9. Simmons looks to the sideline for the signal. Here comes the pitch. Ty Hill. Nice cut. Oh, got the corner. Did he get the end zone? Yes. Touchdown. Touchdown Clemson. Ty Hill walked the tightrope. A 9-yard run for the score.
Oh, Ty is quick. You talk about quick. Watch the footwork on this play. Yeah, nice little toss. I'd like to be able to always cut a film on and not know where you stand in the game in terms of time to score. And see, is the effort there. Good kick-out block. See the blue shirt still trying to get to the ball. Well executed. Nice finish by Coleman, but just a bit too late.
Make sure he gets that foot inside the pylon. And there's Ty Hill with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. There's the kick by Hunt. It is good. And Clemson has outscored North Carolina 42-3 after spotting the Tar Heels the first 9 points of this game. Ty Hill carries the mail from 9 yards out for another Clemson score.
As years go by, what's most important is the fellowship of good friends. Staying active and healthy. At Seniors Unlimited, United Way helps folks find that companionship, along with exercise, a good meal, and adult education. United Way makes it possible all over South Carolina. As volunteers, Clemson student athletes learn that giving something back is vital to any education. Neighbors depend on each other. Besides, seniors are fun.
ACC and United Way, building healthy communities.
As years go by, what's most important is the fellowship of good friends. Staying active and healthy. At Seniors Unlimited, United Way helps folks find that companionship, along with exercise, a good meal, and adult education. United Way makes it possible all over South Carolina. As volunteers, Clemson student athletes learn that giving something back is vital to any education. Neighbors depend on each other. Besides, seniors are fun.
ACC and United Way, building healthy communities.
I've got to tell you, this is one of the best things I've ever done. A few weeks ago, I saw the White's metal detector ad on TV. So I called the 800 number and ordered the catalog. Before I knew it, I had my detector. And you wouldn't believe what I found right here in my own neighborhood. I was finding the good stuff my first day. And the best part? You can see what's in the ground before you dig it up. Look at these coins I found at the fairgrounds. I found this old horseshoe at Grandma's farm. And these rings and jewelry down at our hometown swimming hole.
Your free catalog features metal detectors for every budget and discoveries made by people just like you with their White's metal detectors. Call 1-800-515-3536.
My wife said I needed a healthy hobby. She's proud of the weight I've lost and really proud of this.
Call 1-800-515-3536.
Now there's Ty Hill reveling in his 2nd touchdown of the season and first of the afternoon. Clemson pushes the score to a 30-point margin, 42-12. And the Tigers are just 5 minutes away from becoming bowl eligible. You see the scoring march, and it is all powered by Derek Hamilton's nice punt return. Here is Michael Gilmore, true freshman.
Not only are they going to be bowl eligible, bowl desirable.
Yeah.
People are going to be fighting for these guys because of what they bring.
You got a flag down on the field. Well, you just you look up into that right corner of the field and you'll see all orange shirts. You go to a bowl game, that section seems to grow considerably.
Yeah, they figure over 5,000 made the trip.
During return, block in the back against the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
507 yards total. That's a season high, and there may be more to come.
It's not over.
No. 5:01 left to go. The Tar Heels push back to their own 7-yard line.
And the juniors, underclassmen of Carolina, all you could say is, remember it.
Yeah.
For next year's senior day when your turn comes up, and you think about this the entire offseason, then you get ready for next week. And you just keep searching and trying to build until you can get a win. This man will never stop.
No.
I mean, he won't let him get. I mean, that's not going to happen here. So
we got a penalty on this play. As is often happen with young teams, you have execution problems. 73% of this North Carolina roster is either sophomore or younger.
Yeah, and that's frightening.
Before the snap, delay the game against the offense.
Play clock expired on Matt Baker. There's the statistics. Freshmen or sophomores. And in the last 2 years, John Bunting has had to play 13 true freshmen.
Right.
7 this year. 6 last year. But the good news is the recruiting help is on the way. He said looks like he's loaded up on a second great recruiting class.
Oh, great facility, great place, tradition. It's all there. They just have to put it together, get some W's.
Baker throws on the run. Pass is complete. Brandon Russell. And he's got the first down. Looks like out over the 20-yard line.
And Steve, I think when you look at the style of offense they employ, it's attractive to the kids. It's pro style.
Yeah.
You know, and defensively, those are one things that I know Coach Bunting, the staff, they pride themselves on this, teaching the game the right way. But you have so competitive. ACC is just so competitive.
Oh, it is. It is, very much so. It's 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Open backfield here from Matt Baker. Redshirt freshman from Michigan. And he's under assault. Maurice Fountain will get him down for the sack. That is the 6th sack of the day for the Clemson Tigers. Happy day for the Tiger fans. And for all you fans, a Holiday Inn Center City is your place to stay when you visit the Queen City of Charlotte. Located conveniently in the heart of Uptown, it offers shuttle service to Erickson Stadium. Matt Baker's calling for shuttle service right there as Maurice Fountain is there.
Maurice Fountain has some pass rushing skills.
And the reason why we're talking about that hotel in Charlotte is because the city's inaugural college bowl game comes in December. Matching an ACC fall with a Big East. Pass thrown behind Brandon Russell that time on 2nd down.
Now, again, I mentioned earlier, that's going to be a heck of a bowl game.
It will be. And Charlotte will roll out the carpet for that one.
And that's the key. I mean, I played in the Liberty Bowl and the Rose Bowl. And listen, when people talk about trying to do away with bowl games, I go, all those that say it have never played in one.
Right.
You know, when you go down and you have the hospitality of the various communities, you remember forever.
3rd down and 22 for the very young Tar Heels. Redshirt freshman in control here. Pass is not caught. Gilmore cannot hang on. And it'll bring up 4th down, and the punting unit will come on. So the Clemson offense is going to get one more crack at this. 3:50 left to play. Not much doing there for Baker. 3 downs and out.
Oh, Eric Coleman really just typified what young defensive linemen are all about. And he was just in pursuit. You know, this kid, he has another gear. He was flying and got there, got a little contact. That's what it's all about.
Lafferty is back to kick. Oh, he just got it away, too.
Well, that's touch. Oh. I thought, hit Tiger.
That was close. Aries Curry went over to get the ball. The 34-yard punt. It's a good thing it went off his foot and out of bounds. Otherwise, it could have been a Carolina football. Well, it's Clemson once again operating in Tar Heel territory. And they're up by 30. Play comes back in very quickly, and Ty Hill picks up where he left off. Picks up close to 1st down yardage on the handoff from Willie Simmons. We're back here at Kenan Stadium as Citgo presents ACC football from Jefferson Pilot Sports. Clemson 42-12 over North Carolina. Steve Martin, Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood here. Sun starts to fade over Kenan Stadium, and the attempts of the Tar Heels to win a game here at home fade with them as well. 2-7 coming in here with this game and 2 others remaining. Simmons on the pitch. And this is another running back, Kyle Browning. He's a redshirt freshman from Union, South Carolina. A little scat back, 5'7", 160. And he gets the run this time, close to the first down.
Look at the schedule for Heels, Florida State, and Duke. You know about FSU.
And next week we may see the Tar Heels in Florida State at Doak Campbell. We could see NC State and Virginia at Charlottesville, or these same Clemson Tigers hosting the Maryland Terrapins. We'll know Sunday where we'll be next weekend. But we'll have a game for you. One of 3 locations, one of 3 games here on Jefferson Pilot Sports.
And lose with that lineup.
Nope. 3rd down and 1. Hand off Browning, and he'll find a seam to run through and get to the first down at the 32-yard line. DeFonte Coleman making the stop. It'll stop the clock with 2:45 left. And the 45,000 or so fans here at Kenan Stadium, that crowd's thinned a bit, and they're out there in the traffic.
Well, they're good fans.
Yep.
So they're running home, see some games. Also, a little b-ball going on.
Yeah. Also, a nice sunny day to rake some leaves. Nah.
No, you don't rake leaves. you have people who rake leaves for you. You have staff.
I wish you could have been at my house yesterday. There's Browning on the toss, and he gets to the 30-yard line.
Well, I hope to goodness you didn't have those 2 lovely girls raking leaves.
Neither one was home.
They're smart. The girls are smart.
Daddy's going to be home. Let him rake the leaves.
I miss seeing those 2 girls. I miss your daughters at the games, man. But that's over. Yeah, that was when they were little girls. Now they're
right. That 2 100-yard rushers for the Clemson Tigers this afternoon. It's been a spell since that's happened. Bernard Rambert with 106 yards and a touchdown. Ty Hill also over the century mark with a touchdown this afternoon. 2nd down now and 7.
With a quarterback who tossed 4 big ones. Boy, that's balance.
Yep. Charlie Whitehurst. Now this is Willie Simmons. And here is Browning again. Kyle Browning with the run, and let's go down to the sidelines with Mike Hogwood.
I'll tell you what, these guys have come to the Tar Heel State the last 7 times they've been here. They've come away with 7 wins, not just against North Carolina, but against everybody else that plays in the ACC in this state. And you guys were talking about the traffic. There's no traffic out there. Everybody's headed to the Dean Dome. Carolina's first exhibition basketball game starts 30 minutes after this game is over with.
That's right, Hoggy. That's why I said hoops, baby.
Matt Doherty's 3rd year on campus.
And I'm sure Mike Hogwood will be working that event as well.
He works it all.
Yeah, the hardest working man in the Mid-Atlantic region.
Kyle Browning gets another first down for the Tigers down to the 20-yard line on the toss sweep, as we are under a minute to play here in this 4th quarter. And the Clemson Tigers are about to become bowl eligible under our eyes, as they will pull their 6th win out of the fire, falling down 9-0 and then coming back to score 28 unanswered points. And now we have a penalty, and it's an illegal substitution against Clemson. But it matters not. Won't affect the outcome of this. Tommy Bowden's going to be pleased with the execution of his team. He's going to be pleased especially with his ability to control the clock with the ground game.
But he's still coaching. Yeah, that's what I love about Coach Bowden. His competitiveness. Now, he can look at the scoreboard now and think, you know what, we're doing all right. But yet still every little point, because he understands next couple weeks, monumental, and he can push this thing through the roof.
They're just going to take a knee and down it. But, you know, he coached himself one of those scores when he convinced the referees that they'd made a mistake on a penalty and not granted him an extra down.
Well, he told Mike Hogwood he wanted to find out whether or not his club could stick the knife in. Well, not only did they stick it in, but they twisted.
So the Clemson Tigers come out with a win. Tommy Bowden and John Bunning meet at midfield. And standing by with our own Mike Hogwood, it appears to be Clemson football coach Tommy Bowden.
Congratulations, Coach. You're now bowl eligible in a convincing win today.
Well, it was. I was real proud of the players. They, you know, anytime you kind of a frustrating year, you can mentally, you never know how they're going to respond. But they came out today on a away game on the road in the ACC on senior day and played real good.
Talk about your young quarterback, his 2nd start, and again, it looks like he played with a lot of poise today.
Well, he does. His dad's done a good job with him. Mike O'Kane's done a good job. He's very poised for as young as he is.
This must mean something for this team, though. 2 weeks in a row now, you've really looked pretty good. You think you've turned the quarter for this season?
Find out in 7 days. I don't know. I hope we have. We got a good, tough Maryland game next week at home.
All right, congratulations, Tommy. Steve?
Thank you very much. Mike Hogwood, Tommy Bowden, and the Clemson Tigers are victorious as the Tigers defeat North Carolina here easily in the second half, 42-12 here at Kenan Stadium, spoiling senior day for the Tar Heels. We'll be right back.
The Citgo ACC Game of the Week has been brought to you by your neighborhood Citgo, proud to sponsor today's athletes. Citgo, we know you. By Advance Auto Parts, where the best part is our people. By Cooper Tires. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. By Red Roof Inns. Red says live large, pay little. Red knows the road. Red Roof Inns. And by BB&T, Branch Banking and Trust Company.
We are back in Chapel Hill, Kenan Stadium, and the Tar Heels lose 6 games here in this field. Clemson made it possible. That's the first time in 50 years that North Carolina's gone winless on their own home field. Clemson 42-12 over the North Carolina Tar Heels this afternoon. And just a few moments ago, our Mike Hogwood had an opportunity to talk with the star of this game offensively for the Clemson Tigers, and that is quarterback Charlie Whitehurst.
Charlie, another big game today, another record-tying game with 4 touchdown passes. You really look comfortable out there.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line did a great job. I mean, the whole team, we were just awesome in the second half, came out and really shut the door on them. It was a good team effort, good team win.
When you took over the team and you got the start, it looked like you had done it for your whole life, and you must have been confident out there.
Yeah, I mean, I prepare, every week like I am the starter. That's the only way I know how to do it. And just came out here, and I feel pretty comfortable. The offense is making plays, just making it easy for me, really.
What about this Clemson team now? 2 wins in a row. You guys turned the corner on this season?
I hope so. I mean, we're gonna have a tough game, next week with Maryland. Hopefully, we can bring the same intensity, to our house.
Long ball really worked well today. The touchdown to Aries Curry, and then right before the half, it looked like he just threw it up there.
Yeah, I mean, Aries so fast, you just throw it out there, and he ran that one down. And then, with JJ, you just throw it up and let him go up and get it. Just great plays on their part.
Congratulations, Charlie. Good luck to you.
Charlie Whitehurst didn't have to throw the ball 52 times this afternoon. It only took 20 attempts to make 12 completions, 274 yards, and 4 touchdowns. 1 to Aries Curry, 1 to J.J. McKelvey, but 2 to an unexpected source this afternoon, fullback Chad Jasmine. And Chad Jasmine talked moments ago with our Mike Hogwood. Tight end set, Lambert, Powers into the
Who knew you were such a threat to get in the end zone?
Well, my teammate knew. They ain't know, but my teammate knew, and the coaches knew.
What did it feel like today to get called upon to make those big plays and score the touchdown?
It felt great. Get a coach a whole lot of confidence to trust me now.
Yeah, the fullback doesn't get a lot of notoriety on any team, but today the fullback plays a big role.
Yeah, a big time role for the team.
And a big win for this team.
Yeah, a big time win.
All right.
Make us bowl eligible.
Chad, congratulations to you.
They not only are bowl eligible, but they have a chance for an excellent wrap-up to this season with 2 big games remaining against Maryland and South Carolina. That's the final. Clemson 42, North Carolina 12. We'll return after these messages from your local ACC station. Yep. 42-12, the final. The Clemson Tigers take on the North Carolina Tar Heels and avenge an embarrassment at homecoming a year ago in Death Valley. As we look at the final stats of this one, and we'll see that Clemson set a season record for total yardage this afternoon, up close to the 500-yard mark, as a matter of fact, and with good balance both on the ground and in the air. Matter of fact, it was the ground game that allowed Charlie Whitehurst to rest that arm from time to time this afternoon. Clemson band having a pretty good time of it. Well, before we see stats, let's take a look at scores around the country. There's a lot of exciting things going on. Nick Novak has just kicked a field goal to put Maryland on top of NC State. And the NC State Wolfpack in danger of taking a 2nd straight loss. They lost to Georgia Tech at home. Maryland up with little time to play in the 4th quarter at College Park. Ohio State has struggled, but they remain unbeaten, beating Purdue by a score of 10-6 in a Big Ten struggle this afternoon. Elsewhere around the country, Texas whipping on Baylor, and it's still not over. And Iowa over Northwestern 62-10. Iowa putting together a 10-1 mark and justifying their 6th ranking in the country. And look at this. In the 4th quarter, Notre Dame had to come from behind. They were down 23-21, 23-16 at one time. And they're finally cruising on top.
Wildcats won't go away either.
No.
Kentucky, boy, they're getting it going.
SEC very competitive, wide open this year. Tigers looking for their 7th win of the season. This is Pittsburgh leading Temple. Pittsburgh had a big win over Virginia Tech a week ago. And they're
Temple had a big half against Miami.
Yeah, they did.
First one, not the second one.
Arkansas 23-0 on South Carolina. And that game is in the 4th quarter at Columbia, South Carolina. And a season that had a promising start for the Gamecocks kind of runs cold. But that season now started and kind of bumped and pushed along for Clemson. Now all of a sudden, Doc, they come back against Duke. And they had to come back from a 1st quarter margin and take control of a game, which they did against North Carolina.
Steve, if they were a stock, you want to buy them. I mean, they're hot. They really are. And what has happened with Whitehurst at quarterback, their vertical game is so consistent now. Rambert gave them really a thrust up the middle. They made good decisions today, and their defense showed again that they have some reckless elements over there.
Well, they got a guy like in C.J. Stevens who can throw the ball for North Carolina, but he didn't have any time to do it today because of 6 sacks.
Yeah, 6 sacks.
For the Clemson
and then
defense.
Hamilton on special team.
Oh.
So they've got game breakers everywhere.
Yep, let's take a look at the final stats now. They're here, and that's a great offensive showing for the Clemson Tigers at 530.
Yeah, it's just hard to say anything's wrong with that. Minimized on your turnovers at a minimum. The penalties, those are things you always want to coach and deal with. But the bottom line to it is that they have a young man now playing quarterback who's been effective and efficient with the football.
8 touchdown passes in 2 weeks of action. He ties the record set by the man whose place he took, Willie Simmons, of 4 touchdown passes, and a big win and more continuity for Charlie Whitehurst in this offense.
Yeah, it really is, and now it's all about momentum. They get a chance to go back to Death Valley. They'll play the University of Maryland, defending champions there, and boy, that's going to be a rumble.
Oh boy, that's a big game, and Tommy Bowden's already preparing for that, as you heard him tell Mike Hogwood as he ran off the field. And that may be where we are next week, but we won't know. We'll tell you when we find out. It could be one of 3 games. It could be Maryland at Clemson, and Maryland has just beaten NC State, so they'll take on Clemson. NC State against Virginia at Charlottesville, or we could be at Florida State to watch the Seminoles try to rebound against the North Carolina Tar Heels. Either way, it starts at 12 noon. It's brought to you by Citgo, and of course,
it's all good.
And it's all on Jefferson Pilot Sports. Farewell to the seniors at Chapel Hill this afternoon. Sam Aiken wrapping up his career at Kenan Stadium, but with 2 more games to go, and he becomes the single-season reception leader with 57 grabs. He had 8 this afternoon here in Chapel Hill. Well, our thanks to the people who brought you this game. Beverly Rumley, our producer, our director, Dave Burchett, Freddie Kiger here in the booth, the statistician, and, of course, Greg Murray, our stage manager. For Mike Hogwood and Doc Walker, I'm Steve Martin, reminding you that you've been watching Jefferson Pilot Sports exclusive coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference football. Our final from Chapel Hill, Clemson 42, North Carolina 12. Good afternoon, everybody.